What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit Shining Soul, or basically the Super Saiyan Blue Kaoken Goku, which was also released by Tamashii Nations, I think sometime last year, as some kind of exclusive that was difficult for some people to get. And as you guys know, Demoniacal Fit likes to come through in the clutch when Bandai decides to make exclusives. And so this is the second time we've seen this from Demoniacal Fit. This actually matches the paint scheme of the original. So I don't have the original, but I do have some images to share with you guys in comparison. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the sexy packaging. Just a friendly reminder from your boy Ace, don't forget to check out my boys at Anime Store so that you can pick up some of the latest releases from MyFX, Dawson Model, Demoniacal Fit, and more for some of the best prices and the fastest shipping. Let's get into it. Now, I've expressed this multiple times, but I do really like the Demoniacal Fit packaging more than the SHF. It's just something about the silhouette images, and I don't know, maybe just the outline of the package. I don't know what it is. Something about these just looks really good to me. You do have the window where you can see the figure. It says Shining Soul. You got some accessories back there. You have this silhouette image of Goku in blue with a red aura. It almost looks a little pinkish, but it's still dope. Warning, ages 15 and up. Demoniacal Fit at the bottom. Shining Soul at the top, Shining Soul at the bottom. On this side, you got Goku doing Kamehameha. On this side, it says Shining Soul. And then, of course, on the back, you've got some poses you can get the figure into, as well as some of the accessories, and then all the Demoniacal Fit stuff that, yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get to it. Now, before I actually get to the figure, I do want to give a big shout out to Anime Store for sending this my way. They are always coming through in the clutch, and I truly appreciate it. Guys, if you have not shopped with Anime Store, I highly recommend checking them out. They're really good people, very responsive, have very decent prices, and overall customer service has just always been amazing. I've been dealing with them, I think, for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Never once had an issue, and if I did have an issue, I have full faith in them that they would resolve it. So guys, go check them out. They are really great people. I cannot stress that enough. Now on to the figure itself. Straight out of the packaging, I gotta say, this thing, first and foremost, I want to say that I passed on the original initially just because I didn't think I was going to like the look of it, but now that I have this Demoniacal Fit version in hand, which is almost an identical paint scheme, I really do like this a lot more than I thought I was going to. When I first saw the promo images, I was like, nah, skip. Especially considering the fact that Demoniacal Fit already did their version of this before the original from SHF came out, and I liked that one much better. Now I gotta say, I don't know. I'm kind of tied between both because this looks really, really dang good. And let's go ahead and take a closer look so we can dive into some of the aspects of this figure. Now, first and foremost, this hair. I know certain things are like almost impossible to translate into figure form, but I don't see any other way this could have been done. I'm not the type of person that really likes translucent hair, but I love the fact that you can kind of see like hints of red and purple in there. It's like this hair really plays a trick on the eye, and I know that is so weird to say, and I can't explain it. Like, literally, you have to have this in hand to understand. It looks much better than I thought it was going to. It doesn't match the other DBZ figures, of course, because I mean, if you have the SHF versions, obviously, unless you have one with metallic hair, which I don't think are translucent hair, then it's not gonna look all that good next to them. But this looks really good, man. I like this so much more than I thought it was going to. Like, man, I really love how you can see like that purple-ish shine in the hair. That is so dope. Anyway, the head sculpt looks really good to me. Now, I've seen that these aren't completely accurate in terms of how the original looks. Like I said, I'll show an image of that a little bit later, but it doesn't look bad at all. It looks like an angry Goku. Honestly, the only thing I would say is I don't think that the skin tone is red enough, but I mean, if you do compare it to a regular Goku, it does have a reddish tint to it. Now, as far as the shirt goes, initially this figure, when it was released as the Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, it was blue. I mean, it was a navy blue color, but this has a purple shine to it, and it makes sense. Red and blue make purple, so that's dope. And then the fact that they made it metallic and given it that shine, that right there says Super Saiyan Goku Blue Kaioken. Like, that's really dope what they did. I love the scars and everything that are on the shirt. The pants look really good. Once again, they have that, they're orange, but they have that like purple shine to them. And I don't know how they did that. This just translated so good, man. And it's making me consider picking up the NYCC Broly. I don't know. I might end up getting it now, messing with this guy. But overall, the look of this figure is dope. I really like this. I really like this a lot. Now, I do want to tackle two issues I had with this guy straight out of the packaging. Three, actually. One of them was fixable. He is a little bit loose at the diaphragm. Not entirely, but if you lift up, obviously this part is supposed to be mobile, but it is kind of loose. But if you pull it back down, then it's not going to go anywhere. And then, of course, if you pose it, not going to go anywhere. So that's dope. Also, the knees. And I've seen several people saying this, but the knees are a tad bit on the loose side. They hold position, so that's good, but just don't expect them to be very, very tight joints. Now, there is some squeaking. I tried to take this guy apart, if I can talk. That's going to lead to my third issue. He was a little stiff out of the packaging. At first, I could not swivel these at all. The plastic was stuck together. But that does happen with any figure. That's not just a demoniacal fit thing. Sometimes that plastic does stick. I mean, this is the hottest summer of all summers and summers and summers. So, I mean, it just happens. But I put this guy in some hot water, oiled the joints, and now he moves just fine. So if you have that issue where your figure is stuck, don't try to move it. Just take it apart and oil the joints. If you guys want to know what kind of oil I use, here you go right here. Here's the oil. So people ask me that all the time, but yes, this is it. You can get it at Walmart for like $3-4. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on because I spent a lot longer on this segment than I was planning on. Now, in terms of the height on this guy, it's typical Goku that we have seen a million times. To the top of his head, he's a little bit under 5.5 inches. To the top of his hair, he's at about 6.5. So the hair itself standing up is pretty much a whole inch. But yeah, this is what we've seen before, so we know what to expect. Now, like I said, I don't have the original event exclusive version of this guy, but of course I do have the Kaioken version, which is just him in the Saiyan saga. And I really wish they would have gave him this more toned skin because I think that just looks so good, man. And I think this is supposed to just be regular like Kaioken times 2 versus this is Kaioken times like 20. If you guys remember when he fought Hit, he powered up in Kaioken. He was red and then he got extremely red. I wish they would have went all out and went extremely red because I think this just would have looked better. But I can't fault Demoniacal Fit for that because, I mean, this is the paint scheme of the original and that's what they went based on. So still, I just wish both companies would have did this version. That's a personal thing, but here they are side by side for anyone that wants to see that. Moving on to the articulation, it is standard Goku. He looks up about that much. The head does pop off, as you guys can see. Not easily. I mean, I had to apply some force. I just showed you guys that just in case you want to put this head on another body. And then, of course, you just plug it on there. Does get really good tilt, turn, all that. You can get Goku to be very expressive. Arms are on the same joint that we are all getting tired of and cannot wait until it's played out. But they go out about that much. You just have to move the shoulder piece there. They can bend all the way around. And then this is on a hinge. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have double jointed elbows that work very effective. Hands are on a ball peg. I showed you guys earlier the diaphragm joint, but it is very effective. He leans back about that much. I can't believe that hand came off. But leans back about that much, forward about that much, does get rocker, and does get some turn. He does turn at the waist as well. Foot kicks forward that much, very, very good. Actually, it goes even higher. So, yeah, he can kick someone in the face. He does kick all the way back. He can do the splits about that much before the plastic starts to rub. He does have a built-in swivel, and it's not the swivel that is squeaking. It's actually this piece right here. I need to figure out how to oil that, but I don't know. I might have to take it apart again. Anyway, there goes the knees. They are double jointed. Works very, very well. A little too well because, like I said, they are loose, but it's not like extremely loose. You have to really mess with it to get it to bend, but it's just looser than I want it to be. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, as far as the foot goes, it goes down about that much, up about that much. He does get decent ankle rocker, and then he does have a toe hinge. So articulation wise, like I said, same thing we've gotten. Also, I forgot about this. He does have a butterfly joint as well. And I really wish... Actually, no, they did it. I was looking at the arm. They painted the blue in there. So as long as you move this piece back, you can hide that skin tone. So yeah, butterfly joint, very, very good on this guy. I think this is good. I mean, it's the same as usual, but it's still good. Now, when it comes to accessories, you pretty much get the same thing that you get with the original, which is to be expected. Sometimes Demoniacal Fit will throw in a few extras, but not this time around. As you guys can see, he comes with a neutral face, a teeth-gritted face, a smiling face, a yelling, screaming, powering up face, 2 pair of fist hands, 2 pair of Kamehameha hands, some martial arts hands, and some blast hands, which I think all came out very, very good. Now, I do want to show these faces side by side with the original. So here you guys go, courtesy of my homeboy on Instagram. Make sure you go and give him a follow because he allowed me to use this photo, and maybe he can help you guys also decide whether you want to get this figure or not. Now, I know the two facial expressions look completely different side by side, but personally, I gotta say, having the Demoniacal Fit in hand, when you're looking at the pictures, yeah, the authentic definitely looks better. But having the Demoniacal Fit, I gotta say, man, I really enjoy this a lot. Maybe if I had the original, I would enjoy that one better, but I don't know. I can't complain having the Demoniacal Fit version. So it's up to you if you want to track down the original just because of the paint. But either way, I don't think you can go wrong with either. Funny story, I actually recorded this entire review and I completely forgot about this aura effect. Now, whether it'll be at the right part of this video or somewhere at the end, who knows where I'll decide to place it. But yeah, I completely forgot about this thing, mostly because I don't really have any interest in it. It probably is the exact same as the authentic. I mean, it looks cool. As you guys can see, the blue is in the middle, then you got the outer red, then you do have the pieces at the bottom. I like that there is some blue on them as well. They did a good job with that, but personally, I think I forgot about this aura just because I don't really care for it like that. I don't like it, honestly. I didn't like it with the original. It just didn't look good to me. But if you want to see how Goku stands in the aura, then there you guys go. I mean, looks decent. Not my cup of tea, but yeah. Now, moving on to size comparisons, I don't have all my Dragon Ball stuff out. I say this every time I review a Dragon Ball figure, but I got a few that I guess could be considered necessary. First off, we have him standing next to the Dragon Ball Super CGI Vegeta. We have him standing next to my boy Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. And we have him standing next to the CGI Gohan as well, which I still think is the best Dragon Ball release of this year. I wanted to bust out Hit and the androids, but I have no idea where those are. So, sorry guys. Next up, here he is standing next to a couple of randoms. We have him standing next to the SH Figure Arts Jujutsu Kaisen Zero Goat Joe, which I just reviewed. Go check that out if you haven't already. We have him standing next to a character he could easily defeat in his base form, but it's a dope figure, the Mafex Superman from Batman Hush. And then the last random one, a Deadpool from the MCU, made by SHF. I don't know why I pulled this guy out, but I've just been having a lot of fun with this figure lately, so yeah. Now for the last batch of extras, here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is definitely still contender for action figure of the year for me because I love this thing a lot. Also, since he is now a Fortnite character, here he is standing next to Meowscles, who at someone's house he has gone up against Meowscles somewhere in the world. Whether he won that battle or not, I can't really say, but on someone's PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch, he's gone up against Meowscles, so I had to put these two together. And then lastly, here he is standing next to the Figma Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer Tanjiro Kamado. Now, for my final thoughts on this guy, I have to say, this is one of those situations where I was wrong. I was completely wrong. And I know some of y'all are like, what are you talking about? Initially, I believe I said it in the video, I don't know, I passed on the original. I was like, I don't really care for this thing. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look all that great. If I get the figure, I'm probably not even going to enjoy it. But I do have to say, this thing is really dang cool, man. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Paint can really make or break an action figure. And this is one where it just absolutely makes the figure. I didn't think that this form would translate well into action figure form. I just thought it was going to look extremely goofy, or maybe the paint was going to be off. Something wasn't going to look as good as I wanted it to, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Now, like I said, it's really making me question getting the New York exclusive Broly. I might end up at least picking it up to check it out, because who knows, it might turn out great. This guy is a very dope figure, at least to me. Now, I've heard some people say they've had their problems with this, but it sounds like it was the same issues that I have, the loose knees and the loose torso. I haven't heard anything else. Normally, Demoniacal Fit doesn't really have those issues with loose joints or anything, so I don't know what happened with this release, but to me, it's not so loose that it's bothersome. It's just not authentic. But, I mean, that's to be expected. You're buying a third-party product, so you can't expect it to feel like an authentic. Yes, they have gotten better, but that doesn't mean you should expect that quality all the time. It just doesn't work that way. But overall, I'm happy with this. I'm very, very happy with this. And if you missed out on the original, I think you'll be happy with this. If nothing else, give it a shot. It's definitely worth it. And I mean, just look at him in that Kamehameha pose. To me, that looks great. And honestly, I just can't wait to take some shots of this guy, because I'm about to do so right now. But one last thing I want to mention again, big shout out to Omnime Store for sending this my way. I have really enjoyed this figure. Thank you guys so much. Guys, again, go and shop with them if you have not. They have plenty of products. They're still getting more, and they're just overall great to deal with. But overall, that is my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.